This is Jonathan Agger, fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Frank Warren. Frank, Magnificent 7 in London this Saturday, British middleweight and European middleweight title between Bradpool's Denzel Bentley. Frank, looking at their knockout percentages, is there any way this goes to a decision or no?
It's going to be a knockout. I really do feel that. They're both explosive punchers, both coming off of knockouts in the last fight, and there's so much at stake for this. Those titles, as you mentioned, but more importantly, a crack at the world title. The winner will become a number one to Janibek.
Obviously, you've got Hamza Shiraz announced to fight Carlos Adames on February 22nd. Does the winner of this fight Janibek, you think, or do you think there's another route for them?
I think this. Well, Denzel's been in with him. And Denzel should have won that fight. If he'd have gone to work earlier on in the fight, he's a bit apprehensive in the first 4 rounds. Had he not been, he'd have won the fight. He gave Janibek his toughest fight.
We see the return of Lawrence Okolie, your first fight with him at heavyweight. Just wanted to ask you about, he was on TalkSport earlier with Simon Jordan, and Simon said it's ludicrous that he's already 5th in the WBC. I just wanted to get your response to that.
Everything's ludicrous with him. You know, I don't understand that. If he'd have said, I'm his champion, I'm going up a weight, he'd have gone number 1, because that's the rules. That's the rules of boxing. He's 2-time world champion. What are they going to do? Put him down at number 30?
And in terms of the rest of the undercard, what takes your pick here?
All of them. I mean, they're all good quality fights. It's called the Magnificent 7 because they're magnificent matches, and for these fighters, every one of them, they're quite career-defining fights at this stages, various stages of their careers. Nobody can afford to lose a fight. We just talked about one heavyweight, the other 2 heavyweights. You look at David and Sol. I mean, that is a crossroad fight. There's no love lost there for some reason, but it's a crossroad fight, and it's one I'm certainly looking forward to. Everything on there is a good fight, and I love the Sean Noakes and Ryan. That's a good fight. 2 fighting families, their brothers fight. I mean, that's got fight written all over it.
February 22nd, Frank. Rare that there's no criticism of a fight card, but I didn't see one person complaining.
How could you be? How could you criticise that? It's boxing dream, boxing heaven. That show is a cracking show.
Obviously, a couple of them could have maybe been in the UK, but how many shows are you planning to do in the UK next year?
Between 15 to maybe 20.
Just wanted to ask you about Fury. Obviously, training away in Malta a couple of weeks ago on Saturday before he fights Usyk. Have you been in touch with him? I'm sure you have.
The camp's going really well. He's in a good place. He knows what he's got to do. He's only a couple of weeks away now. Both of them shared 12 hard rounds in the ring together. They know their strengths and weaknesses. They're both very smart boxers. The question is going to be, for me, is going to be who can exploit the weaknesses of their opponent. And I think Tyson will be the one to do that.
And just lastly, Frank, I don't know if you've seen online a bit of the back and forth between Carl Froch and Gareth Davies. Gareth picked Jake Paul to beat him, and obviously Carl didn't like that. What do you make of Carl?
Jake Paul beats him all day long.
Even with Carl's experience and stuff like that?
Even with his experience, he'd beat him all day long.
Fair enough. Well, Frank, appreciate your time. Obviously, we watched this fight TNT on Saturday. DAZN in the US, your first fight with DAZN. Looking forward to that?
We've done a couple of shows actually from Riyadh, have been, with all the TV companies. But, come April, it's a new dawn for us and a great challenge for us to be working with a channel that's like, as BT and TNT have been, but a channel who are so devoted to boxing, and not just boxing, now other sports. They've done a great deal yesterday for the football, didn't they? The feed for football. So that's it's brilliant times, great challenge for us. Our aim is to be the number 1 promoter on that channel. So it's competitive between Eddie, ourselves, Oscar, and so forth. Some great fights to be made between all of us, and I'm looking forward to it.
Frank, we'll see you on Saturday.
What's really at stake for the winner on Saturday night?
Well, anybody who signs with us, they'll know we work very hard outside the ring, moving them into position, jockeying them into position. And we've got both these guys, the number 1 and 2 in the WBO. So the winner of it will become the mandatory to Janibek. And what more incentive do you want? It's a world title fight next year. You're the mandatory. No more than that. There's titles on the line, but that is what every boxer wants, to fight and win a world title. Well, this is your route, this is your road, the winner, to do it. You don't need any more incentive than that.
Well, Denzel, let's start with you, because since the launch press conference, actually the stakes have gone up. We now know that the European title is on the line, and it's pretty clear. Frank's made it very clear the winner gets a world title shot. Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, it's nice, man. I'm grateful, I'm happy, and I've got to do a job December 7th before I can think about anything that's after or world title shots, whatever. There's a man in front of me that's very motivated and, you know, wants the same thing I do, so I've got to go to work.
You said you messed up the division when you suffered defeat to Nathan Heaney.
Yeah.
You said you messed up the whole thing, and now people are out here thinking they're the man. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, they have every right to, but it's my job to go there December 7th, clean it up and get back on track to where I was meant to be. So December 7th is, what, 2 days away? Yeah, man, I'm excited.
How does he shape up stylistically for Denzel Bentley, Brad Paul's?
That's his problem. I don't really know, I don't really care. I know I've got a job to do, I know what I've worked on, I know what I want to do, and I'm going to make sure I do it on Saturday.
And your last win, knockout over Derek Kasazi, was a bit of a reminder of those heavy hands. Are you going to remind the world how heavy those hands are on Saturday?
I mean, they've seen it twice already this year, but that's all done and gone. I've got to do it again for the third time this year, and I'm looking forward to doing it.
I just want to press you on the thing that you said at the launch presser, and actually in multiple interviews around the start of this fight launch. You said you want to make him quit.
Yeah.
And you've said it a few times. Why are you so insistent that you want to make him quit? Yeah, said it's Box Nation, said it's at Queensbury.
That just means punishment. It means punishment. I mean, he's a tough guy. He's not going to go down off one shot. So I'm going to have to keep hitting him and hitting him and hitting him. And it's just punishment. That's what I'm looking for.
Let's bring in the champion, the man who Denzel Bentley wants to punish on Saturday night. You're in a brilliant run of form. You've had a brilliant year. How are you feeling?
Really good. It's a chain of fortunate events that has led to this moment. Best year of my career, most momentum I've had, and it just keeps getting better with the European title being added. I feel this fight's probably above British level. I'd say Denzel's above British level, definitely. So I'm glad the European was added, and now the incentive of the world title feels right. He was motivated anyway, but just adds that extra bit for both of us. And yeah, everything I've got as always.
Does this need to be the best Brad Pauls we've ever seen for you to beat Denzel Bentley?
Absolutely. It's what I said. After the first team draw, I needed to improve to win. I went away, improved. I've beat Heaney, and now I've improved. I have to improve again to beat Bentley on Saturday night.
Have you got to change much, change your style, change your approach to him? Because when people put him under pressure, they tend to just get knocked out and pretty quickly. Have you got to make a lot of adjustments to change who you are in there?
You can't change who you are. I fight the way I fight. Denzel fights the way he fights. He has his strengths, he has his weaknesses, so do I. I listen to my coach. We do the drills. We know what works. We'll apply that. Denzel will do the same. And I think if I was a fan looking at this fight, I would be interested in how it would go. I think the styles will gel well. And now the extra motivation of all these titles added on is amazing. I was small ball 2 years ago, scrimping by. Now, 3 main events back to back, and a fight away from changing my life forever. So the motivation could not be higher.
Do you feel like you've already won? When you're talking about that, how you're on the small balls and you made history for Cornwall, etc. Just by being here, is there a feeling that you've already won?
Kind of, but not satisfied. I suppose you just move the goalpost constantly. You win the title you want, and then it's the next thing. I'm always motivated, and yeah, just so much can happen after this fight, and it's all down Saturday night. May the best man win.
Says he wants to make you quit, wants to punish you in there. These are bad, mean intentions, Brett.
Yeah, I suppose we all boxers think the same. We all want to do that to our opponents. That's how we think. Ditto. It's the same. We both want the same outcome. We're both more similar than we are different. Denzel wants a world title. Denzel wants European. So do I. Denzel hits hard. So do I. I think the styles are going to gel. It's going to be a good fight.
the style's going to gel, Denzel, or is this actually just a style that plays perfectly into your hands? What are you thinking stylistically for this fight?
We would have to see it. I mean, whatever it is, I'll be prepared for. But I think it'll be a good fight. I think he's going to bring the best. I'm definitely going to bring mine. So I think the fans and everyone watching are in for a treat.
And if you do get a world title shot, if you do come through, do you feel better equipped now to become a world middleweight champion?
Doesn't matter, man. I've got a job to do, bro. Doesn't matter, man.
Do you feel this is something you've learned from in the past, kind of not looking past opponents?
Man, I never really look past opponents anyway, but it just don't matter, man. I can't keep talking about, who am I talking about world title shot for? I've got brand new money. Still got to win the European and win the British. Don't mean that, man.
Why do you win?
Because I'm me. You lot have seen me fight. You lot can be the judge. I think I believe in myself, but I'm sure he does too. So, like I said, 2 days away, man. It's exciting.
Brad, why do you win?
Play to my strengths, listen to the game plan, everything I've got, believes enough to get the win.